Parliament in Canberra, the crossbench, the Greens and even a former Liberal leader is banding together to call on the Parliament to declare a climate emergency. Joining me now is Independent MP Zali Steggall. Thanks for your time. What do you hope the effect of this declaration would be practically?
Look, it's only a first step. Of course, what we really need is a plan to decarbonise to net zero by 2050. And that's what I really hope all sectors can get together, and the Prime Minister and the government and the opposition can get together and come up with a plan to give consumers confidence, to give the Australian people confidence, to give our business sectors confidence that we are heading in the right direction.
These bushfires raging across Queensland and northern New South Wales, do you put the early start to this bushfire season down to climate change?
Well, it's not about me doing it. Look, we had a number of the fire brigade chiefs and leaders in that area call out in April this year, before the election, a real warning that they didn't feel that we were prepared enough for increased threat and risk of dire bushfires as a result of our warming conditions, as a result of climate change. So this isn't just about me expressing an opinion, this is about listening to the experts. This is unprecedented that it's so hot so early. Of course there's arguments as to how these fires start, but what you have to look at is the conditions in which they're burning, the ferocity and the cost. This is a huge impact in lives, in disruption, and a huge risk.
Yeah, and we are listening to the experts on a number of issues when it comes to not only climate but practical issues. There is a lot of criticism in Queensland that land clearing has stopped necessary backburning efforts. Is this something that you're concerned about?
Well, I think we need to find the right balance. Again, there has to be that aspect of we need to take the precautions and the measures that are necessary to avoid the risk to homes when it comes to serious bushfires and situations like we have now. But we also need to appreciate the tree planting is a massive part of assisting with absorbing the carbon in the atmosphere. So we need to find that balance between, we can't just be land clearing everywhere, because if not, we will just continue to rise.
No, but people that have had their homes either at threat or might lose their homes over the bushfire season might say that that balance is not right at the moment. So as an independent MP, are you doing what you can to ensure that balance is right? And if you are, what is it?
Well, absolutely. I am not saying we need to worry about planting trees to create the lungs of the world in terms of for decarbonisation. But of course we need to be conscious of where we have urban areas and people, residential areas. We need to take all appropriate measures to make sure that those houses are safe.
During the election campaign, you were asked if you drove an electric vehicle. You said at the time you didn't, but you were looking down the track and you definitely wanted to do that. Have you taken any steps towards that yet?
Absolutely. Look, I've installed solar panels on my house. I've gotten costed to get a battery to look at a vehicle, but I, like every other Australian, have budget pressures, mortgage pressures. I don't just have a summer money ready to buy a new car whenever I'm ready. I would really welcome the government taking some steps to make EVs more affordable so that I could accelerate the process in which I could transform my car. I am committed that when it comes time for me to purchase a new vehicle, that I will transition to an EV. But what we also need to talk about is our fuel standards. We need to raise our fuel standards. We have some of the lowest in the world. Our emissions, our air pollution standards. Why do we not have our monitoring around our cities anymore of our air pollution standards?